Our fourth and final speaker. Last week, distinguished Toastmaster Blake Smith was having a conversation about being in the club 35 years. He realized there might be a speech in there, somewhere. Please welcome Blake with his speech, Remembering My 35. DTM, Blake Smith.
In July of 1989, the B-52s recorded Love Shack. Tim Berners-Lee invented the World Wide Web. The Berlin Wall came down and the Cold War ended. The first Batman movie came out. I'm Batman. And I became a Toastmaster. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, my first visit to this club was in June of 1989. I had several Toastmaster friends telling me I needed to go. Ron Clymer, Gordy Allen, Michael O'Shaughnessy. So like I said, I arrived in June and discovered Carl Ryder from my networking club, this guy, was in the club already, and Roy Shearer from my Leeds organization. And Roy was president of the club then, which explained a lot. I wondered a few things. During guest comments on my first visit, the tabulator buzzed me. I apologized to the club saying that I normally don't get buzzed that early in the weekend. I had a home. By July, I was a member, and by January, I was sergeant at arms. Then the roof caved in, literally. We were at the old Sheridan on Lee Road. There was a bad storm and a leak, and it caved in the ceiling above our meeting room. We had to take our trunk. Yes, in those days it was a trunk. As sergeant at arms, I put it in the trunk of my car, and I carried it around from place to place, waiting for a call on Thursday afternoon as to where the meeting was going to be on Friday morning. We finally landed at the Langford Inn in Winter Park, now the Alfond, if you don't know where that one is. Those were big times for me as I worked my way up to president. Our Veterans Day programs, well, they were something else. See, we had quite a few World War II and Korean War veterans in the club. Stories of storming the beaches of the South Pacific, trench life in France, as well as members that were captured by the Nazis, peppered our landscape. Our monthly roster was typed up on a word processor, copied and mailed out. We had a postal budget. Gordy Allen was a tech guru. He showed me an article on these things called compact discs and how they were the future. That's right, boys and girls. Way back in the day, personal computers were just coming out. You had to say, "Who is this?" when you got a phone call because it didn't have a screen. And then you had to decide whether you were going to ignore the call or hang up. But it was too late because you'd already found out they knew you were there. Our big hurdle was when women finally joined the Toastmasters Club. See, Toastmasters was started by an executive of the YMCA. The basic rules to join were you had to be over 18, a man, and you had to pay your dues. Now you just got to be 18 and pay your dues. That man stuff is gone. Our area director, Gabrielle, joined our club so Toastmasters wouldn't break up her boys. We saw the handwriting on the wall and realized it was just ignorant not to be co-ed, and we acquiesced. Our first of many lady presidents was Jane Bagby Moss, and she was a pistol. To celebrate her presidency, she came down to Spats and had cigars with the guys. Yeah, that caught a few people off guard. We aren't a networking club, but it happens. We aren't a business club, but it happens. In 2020, I retired after 20 plus years with Motorola, a job that I got because of a fellow Toastmaster. Like I said, networking happens. And it happens because through all of our ups and downs, we've maintained a standard. You heard Victoria at the beginning of the meeting. We're looking for suits. We're not looking for jeans. We're looking for dress clothing. Although you kind of let the ladies off on that. You know, what was that? Kind of, sort of, maybe dress up?
Really good effort.
Yeah, good effort. There you go. Like I said, we've maintained our standards. Look around. Nobody looks like they just came from the rodeo. It's great. COVID came and we found a way. We were the only club in the district having in-person meetings. Fast friends are made in our club. Bonds like you wouldn't believe. I have eulogized Toastmasters. I have attended Toastmaster wedding ceremonies. And I've actually performed one wedding ceremony for a Toastmaster. But don't worry, I was in no republic. It was legal. Because of this club, I have had the courage to go out and do training and teaching when I was with Motorola across the United States and Canada. Truthfully, with this club, the real ride starts when you become an officer, when you get to help others realize their potential. Zig Ziglar said it best, the best way to become a success is to help other people become successful. I urge all of you to spend your next 35 years, like I did, exploring the totality of Toastmasters. And trust me when I say this, the ride will be magnificent. Mr. Toastmaster.